All right, welcome back. Yes, it is. It's the Mansdem. Today is Tuesday, November 12th. I'm hooked up once again with the Brody, and we're here to just chop it up. It's the Brody. So what we'll do today is we're going to get into some of this action from last week, particularly the players who showed out. You know what I mean? There was a couple guys with crazy games.
Yeah.
And some of those guys came out with the L, but nonetheless, you gotta respect what they did. So
performers do what performers do. They perform.
right. So what we're looking at right now, first game we'll touch base on is D'Angelo Russell dropped a 50 piece. He had 52 points, 19 of 37 from the field, 7 of 17 from three. He actually had 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and only 3 turnovers.
That's an insane line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And it's effortless for him. Like the ball,
when he gets hot, when he gets streaky, it's a problem. Absolutely, problem. So that's a big one, of course. He's on the Warriors now, and that was a loss because they got nobody.
Oh, he's gonna have like a million games like that this year. I mean, he's gonna have high point production, but the win column's gonna
hurt him.
Gonna be low.
Yep.
I like what Andre Drummond did in Detroit this past week. I think he had 2 games
with 2020s.
2020s.
He's dirty on boards.
2 games of 2020 in the week.
Yep.
I mean, that's massive. He's a beast. It is Detroit, but individual-wise, he's doing his thing.
Not on my list, and I don't know if I'm going to be bridging 2 weeks, but Jokic, back-to-back game-winning buckets.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's, man, you got to give credit to that. Stat line wasn't crazy, but, hey, he's a finisher, closer. Going to talk about someone that we're not really sold on this year. We have some issues with him, but one, Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah, based on past performance, that's where the issues came from.
Consistency, man. Lack thereof.
What he's done in the past few games, I think 3 times last week or this previous week, he's put up 30 plus points. He's becoming the closer on the team. He's becoming that dominating force. I mean, it even looks like Cat is taking a step back to let him emerge as the team leader.
A little bit. Cat started out the season on fire, and now Wiggins is kind of catching him. So if they can both get going at the same time for stretches, looking good. So that game, he dropped 40, 17 of 34, which to my math is 50% from the field. He had only 2 threes, which is impressive to score that volume of points, and you're only hitting 2 3-pointers, so it means he was going to the line. So he had 15 free throws in that game, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists. I mean, that is a productive night right there, right? That's not bad.
Numbers don't lie.
Right, and he took out D'Angelo Russell that game. The next one, another big game, Damian Lillard. Dropped the 60-piece. 60
Anytime is Dame time.
60-piece in a loss, but 19 of 33, 7 for 16 from Trey. Also went to the free throw line a lot. My bad. That 15 free throws earlier was for Lillard, not Wiggins. So Lillard, 19 of 33 from the field, 7 of 16 from 3, 15 trips to the free throw line, which helps him get to those numbers. 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Wiggins, had 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 3 blocks in that game. So again, a very decent stat line. But back to Dame Dollar, 60 points, took the L though.
A surprise performer from last week was for me was Hassan Whiteside. He had, I think it was 16 points, but like 19 rebounds. I mean, he's a 7-footer. He's very athletic.
Yeah.
Defensively, he can be that superior force that a team needs to carry them forward.
Yeah.
But to have a performance that he did was very impressive. It stood out. It stood out for me.
All right. Moving on. So not a big surprise here. I don't know if we need to keep mentioning this, but Harden, 44 points, 12 of 28, 7 for 16, Went to the free throw line 13 times, 10 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, but 6 turnovers.
You know what? The style of play that Houston has, and because the ball's in his hands, and he's
going to get those TOs, man,
a
for sure.
prolific scorer.
Yeah.
I think when we talk about surprise performances or excellent performances on a weekly basis, he's going to be there.
His name's going to be up there.
He's going to be there. There's no way that someone his usage rate is not going to have the numbers that he does.
Yeah, but surprised it's not higher. Like, I mean, realistically, you could expect 10 plus turnovers from him, and he's still going to give you, still going to fill the rest of the stat line, right? But I mean, you guys got to wonder how many of those turnovers are leading the points the other way. So, and I think he's actually pretty good about, dead ball turnovers. So, I mean, you almost take those off the stat sheet if it's not costing you points, I guess. My final person right now is another person that we've questioned coming into the year. You more than me, but Brandon Ingram, former Laker, now without LeBron, put up 40 on 17 of 24, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. And of course, I think this might have been their only win of the week.
You know what? I don't even know what to say about this dude. He surprised me. He really has.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he's not playing in a shadow, and he's on the forefront, and he said he plans on starting from jump. So he put in a lot of work, and it's really showing. I thought he was going to be, what did I say? He was going to be what Carmelo Anthony was in his 7th year. But I mean, if he progresses the way or continues to progress the way he has so far this season, wow! I mean, it's a shame that the West is as deep as it is,
because all his efforts aren't going to matter.
Right.
Yeah. I think what's crazy about him, and I mean, again, they're losing a lot, but of their 9 games, he's been the leading scorer 7 times. Right. Yeah. So I mean, like, the boy is putting in work. He's getting to the point where, I mean, if he keeps on this trajectory, they're going to be building the team around him. He's going to be your focal piece, and whatever else comes. And then Zion's going to be that number 2 guy, maybe number 3 guy, whatever. But he's playing in a way that, it's like give him the ball. So, so that's all I got for peak performers and such. So I want to move on to highlight just, I guess, basically players who have been outperforming our expectations. On that list, 2 guys that showed out last week, both Wiggins, Ingram are on there. So we'll talk about those 2 since, they've come into the league this year with some skepticism from us.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you more surprised about in terms of what they've done to this point in the year? Wiggins is averaging 24 points a game. Ingram's at 25. Shooting, they're both, I mean, career high is pretty much across the board for these guys right now. Like, who are you more surprised to see doing this?
Between those 2?
Mm-hmm.
Ingram, because I think Wiggins, he's been in the league a little longer,
and he has shown flashes. I mean, 3 years ago, he was in my mind about to be an all-star, and then the whole Jimmy Butler thing.
In each of his years, he's had a flash of would-be greatness. But Ingram being in the league a shorter time span, and looking at what he was doing in LA,
mm-hmm.
I mean, he didn't look like he fit in really.
Plus, coming off an injury where they said could have been career-ending. So
to see what he's doing and to look at it in his eyes and see that hunger,
I like the aggression,
that want, and I mean.
But he's the man going after dudes in scrums, guy. Like, he thinks he's bigger than he is, but if he's in there, he's going to be the tough guy.
So of those 2, I would definitely give the nod to Ingram at this point in the season.
Okay.
And yourself?
You know what? I like what Wiggins is doing, but I mean, hands down, between the 2 of them, it's Ingram. I'm going to extend this a little further because I saw a post online, and it was really quick though. It just said, who is the biggest surprise this year? So it said Pascal Siakam averaging 26, and I can't do the whole stat line now, but he's averaging 26. Ingram at 25, Wiggins at 25, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander averaging 21 points, Melvin Brockton averaging 20, and Kennard in Detroit averaging 18. So I'm gonna tell you right now, biggest surprise for me is Kennard, because I still don't know who the hell he is.
There's one other guy that's off the list, and I don't have his name for you. Didn't prepare that piece. He's from he's playing at Miami, I believe. He's coming from the D League, sorry, the G League.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He has the highest point total in a 4-game span for someone has never been wasn't drafted.
Okay.
Like he's putting in work this year. Yeah. We'll have his I'll get his name for you.
Yeah, we'll get that for you. I'll put it up there when I get this edited up.
But of the people that you mentioned, I think I gotta go with Pascal Siakam at this point in time, because now to have increased his point production last year by what it was, and then to again do that by another 10.2 points a game.
Yep.
Whoa! So you've increased your production by almost 20 points in 2 seasons, and in this season so far 10 plus points. I mean that's impressive, and now he's becoming the scoring leader, the focal point, and now the league knows who he is.
Right. There's no hiding. There's no hiding in this.
So it's not like, oh, look, like when Draymond was surprised, like, yeah, okay, I guess I didn't watch tape on him, and he busts his tail,
bust him up.
Now you're like, the people are preparing for him,
and he's still putting up. No, sorry, not still putting up. He's putting up more numbers now.
Yeah, so
it's impressive.
Of that list, he gets the number.
And also of the people on this list, he's the only one on a contending team. Right, yep. So his what he's doing matters a little bit more.
Yeah.
All right. So before we go further, we gotta big up Pascal Siakam, who we aforementioned. He is the current NBA Eastern Conference Player of the Week, and also we did speak about big game James Harden, who is the Western Conference Player of the Week. So big up to both of those guys doing their thing, and they had great weeks. And congrats. So what we'll do, real quick before we sign off here. Want to talk about a couple games that we think will be really good watches this week. One game already passed, and that was the Raptors going to the Clippers after they beat the Lakers.
Time out. Before that,
all right,
was the game before that, the day before, the Raptors and the Lakers.
Yeah, that would have been on my list too.
Which some social media outlets are dubbing one of the 5 greatest games of all time. I mean, that's a stretch.
It was a very gutsy performance.
It was awesome.
Raptors were out Kawhi Leonard and they're out. Kawhi Leonard. Yeah. But they were without Kyle Lowry and Serge Ibaka, and they went into LA and beat up LeBron and AD. So big win. Following night, because the league's got no love for Toronto still, they gotta go face their old teammate Kawhi Leonard, and great game.
And Lou Will,
P. Pat, man. Yeah, a bunch of Raptors out there right now. Bunch of Raptors doing some big work on another team. But so Raptors grinded out for 3 quarters and just ran out of gas in the fourth. But they made Kawhi work for those 12 points.
Mm-hmm. Listen, I thought that with the injuries that have befallen the Raptors
just days before,
I thought that we were in trouble as a team, as an organization, because I'm like, well, where's that points? Where are those points? Lowry's points going to come from?
Points come from. Defense going to come from. Lots. They do so much. They do so much.
Where's the grit going to come from?
Yeah.
What's going to happen? And you know what? I was wrong. I mean, we were a very small piece away from
that LA
giving
sweep,
to sweeping LA. I mean, I tip my hat to the Raps. I mean, it's going to be a nice year.
Just make them. You have more faith in the roster, and the thing is, we're still not getting a good performance out of Gasol. So if everything comes together, including him, Raps will be a problem.
Boucher was big.
Was it not Harkless? The next one, Montreal. They the block at the end there.
Yeah, man.
He's fearless, man.
Yeah, man. Good times.
Fearless. He'll take any shot there is, and he will go at everybody. He'll try to block everything, man. You love that effort. The next game I have on is tomorrow, Clippers Rockets.
Yep, it's on my list too.
That should be the game where we first see Leonard and George play together. Paul George, as you all know, has missed the entire season so far. Come back from, I guess, 2 bad shoulders, and you'll have the Brody and the Beard. Hopefully both playing as well. They are without Gordon, but I'm not too worried about that in terms of how they run their offense, whatever. But I think that game has potential to be exciting.
Absolutely. After that, we'll skip ahead to Thursday. What do we have there? Brooklyn and Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Denver's a solid team. They have been. Brooklyn, you know what they're going to be in the future with the addition of KD. Right now, they're that pesky team from last year that, you know, if you think you're going to run them out, it's not going to happen. It's going to be a tight game, or they're going to give it to you, right? And I mean, and Irving, you know what he can do every night. So that's the game that I think we got to look out for.
Also Thursday, and this is not us being biased or homer pick. The Thursday schedule isn't the greatest in the world. Raps and Dallas, I think, would be an interesting game. Porzingis and Siakam matchup. And I want to see how Fred VanVleet battles Luka, or even Powell, who's been playing some good minutes at the point. I think that makes for a really interesting game. So I think that's a good contest right there.
Luka gonna post us up.
So man, Luka, big dude.
He's gonna post us up, man.
The last game on here, actually, you know what? Yeah, that's it, man, because we scrapped that last game.
Yeah, we said Friday. I mean, there's lots of games on Friday.
There's lots of games, but there's nothing that I say to tune in for me.
You know, I mean,
expect some big performances.
Utah, and Memphis. That could be a little interesting. Philly and OKC again could be interesting.
Different time of year, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Spurs and Portland, but
Charlotte and Detroit is going to be competitive.
Man, Charlotte is a who's of who the hell's on this team. It's crazy, but never know what they're going to do. They come out and play hard. We'll see what they can be, man. But again, for the time being, they're probably not going to be featured on this show until they show us something worthwhile. But you never know. So for now, we're going to sign off. This has once again been the Mansdem. I'm one of your hosts. It's the Herb. That's the Brody, Vic, and peace out.